Welcome back, TCG Squad. Today we're going to be looking at Aggression CAD. This is about a $35 deck, so I want to go over it, give you some insights on how the deck works, and I'm going to talk about ideal opening hands you would want, as well as some different combinations that you can use between some events and some of your units. So first of all, we're going to start off with Cad Bane. We know that Cad Bane, when you play an Underworld card, you may exhaust them. Your opponent selects one unit and does 1 damage to it. Leader side, same thing, but does 2 damage, and then he's a 2/8 with raid 2. For the base, we're going to go with Tarkin Town because the Cad Bane ability easily causes your opponent's units to get damage, which means you have free reign to use Tarkin Town. Guild Target, I love that it's a 0-cost card because this allows us to use it eventually in the opening hand. We got 3 Greedos, 3 Dengar. He's Underworld. Again, all of these units are going to pretty much be Underworlds with exception of a couple. The Hotshot DL44 Blaster, we want 3 of them. McClunky, 3. Lady Proxima, 3. Cartel Spacer, No Good to Me Dead. Dr. Avazan, Punishing 1. Frozen and Carbonite. This actually is an unsung hero. This card has helped me win several games. I'm thinking about bumping it up to 3. I'm not sure yet, and maybe bumping Relentless Pursuit down to 2. I still want to play some more to see how it would work. Relentless Pursuit, we have 3 Toro, 3 Gomorian Guards, 3 Forlom, Zuxes. You gotta do 3 and 3 because these guys synergize off each other. Then we got Xanadu Blood, and then Phoenix Shan at 2. I want to talk about opening hands at this time. Ideally, I like to have Lady Proxima, I like to have Dengar, I like to have Guild Target, and then I like to have DL44, or I like to have Toro or the Punishing One. The reason being is that typically it depends on the setup. If your opponent plays a 2 health character, so the play you want to do at that point would be you want to drop your Lady Proxima. That triggers Cad Bane ability. That does 1 damage on your opponent's unit. After playing Lady Proxima, you're going to drop your Dengar. You have exhausted your 2 resources for the starting turn, but then you're going to play the Guild Target. When you play Guild Target, that's going to trigger Dengar's effects, which says when you play an upgrade on a unit, you may deal 1 damage to that unit. So he already took 1 damage from the Cad Bane ability, plus the Proxima trigger. When you play Dengar, you're also going to do 1 base damage, and then you're going to do 2 to 3 depending on if it's a unique or not. So you could potentially, right after the first turn, you could do potentially 3 or 4 damage onto your opponent's base. There are scenarios where sometimes they can drop 3 defense character. Well, then obviously this combination won't be that helpful. So then what I would recommend next is I rather play Greedo to trigger Cad Bane's ability, then I'll Tarkin Town that unit, and then I'll play the Hotshot Blaster and Guido. And that means the next turn, if they don't kill Guido, he's going to hit their base for 5, which is really good. Against aggro type matchups, I tend to use Tarkin Town very early because I want to keep my opponent's units off the board so that I can push the damage, and then it's just the race. Against any other deck, I tend to save the Tarkin Town to probably maybe hit a Sentinel unit to try to kill it, or any other like threats that I can use Tarkin Town to kill. I do like to sometimes resource the Hotshot DL44 Blaster, mainly because sometimes when you use the Smuggle ability, it allows you to attack with the attached unit, and sometimes this 2 damage might be enough to help you seal out the game. But it just depends on the game. Against an aggro game, an aggro deck, I'm talking about like a Sabine, Kylo, I'm probably going to use the Hotshot DL44 Blaster on my units and immediate attack because it's a race. My goal is to beat them. Now, if you're playing any other mid-range or even control, this is where I probably might resource it. And another good combination in this deck is going to be your Relentless Pursuit plays. Perfect targets for Relentless Pursuit is going to be Toro, Forlom, Zuxes, and Cad Bane. So this gives us ability to capture a unit and get a shield because these guys are all bounty hunters. Now, the cool thing about Relentless Pursuits is it says you can capture an enemy non-leader unit that costs the same or less than your unit's cost. So that means if your opponent is going has a very threatening defense on, let's say, on the space side, and you have nothing that really can push through, Cad Bane is probably going to be the good target to probably use Relentless Pursuit to capture that ship. That could be a Sentinel unit as well on the space side or the ground side. You capture a Sentinel unit, you're going to be able to push more damage to the base. You could also use any of these the 3 or the 4, 5, or 6 costs to capture anything. So that's actually a pretty cool thing. I really like capturing some larger or threatening units, either on ground or space, and this shield helps you survive for at least one more round and allows you to push more damage. The perfect follow-up after you play your Relentless Pursuit, whether it's going to be if you have the resources for that same round or for the next round, is you want to drop your Grimoire guards. Now your opponent has to kill your Grimoire guard, then they have to attack your Cad Bane to pop the shield, and then they have to attack with another unit to do enough damage to kill him. So it could be anywhere. That's 3 units they have to essentially attack for just to try to get their captured unit card back. And it could be even more depending on how strong or how weak their board state is. It's actually a pretty cool tactic. Also want to kind of talk about the combo with Toro. So if you do end up drawing Forlom Zuxus, the idea for Toro is you definitely want to attack with him first. Then you play your Bounty Hunter, because then you can use this ability where you can do 1 damage to it and then you can ready him. That allows you to attack with him twice. So he's actually a good candidate to probably put that DL44 blaster. Lastly, I do want to talk about Finnick. We have 2 Finnick Shans. I'm thinking about increasing it to 3. Her on attack ability is crazy. And she has ambush and is underworld. So it triggers Cad Bane. You can ambush, and on attack, you deal damage to the defender with all the different cost cards in your deck. So if we look at this deck, we have 0 costs, that's 1. 1 cost, that's 2. 2 costs, that's 3. 3 costs, that's 4. Then we have 4 costs, that's 5. 6 costs, 5 costs, and 6. So we could potentially do 7 damage to a unit with just the on attack. That is a very, very powerful effect. Sideboard, pretty straightforward. If you're going more aggro base, you're gonna put in these Daring Raids. If you're not, you're just going to leave them on the sideboard. Power Favor and Disabling Fang Fighters if you're playing on the heavy upgrade deck. And Bazine Natal. It's pretty much good against if you're going to be playing against any decks that might have some control that can hard control on your units, or even Boba Yellow. If you can take those cunnings out of their hands, it gives you a good chance to beat them. So it's actually all in all a pretty decent budget deck. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. There are some drawbacks to the deck, so I do want to tell you that as well. A lot of the control type decks, or any blue deck, is very difficult. So your Bobo Blue, your Vader Blue, your Iden, all of these type of decks are very, very hard to beat because they just have so much control that can take your units out. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think about the Cad Bane deck. Again, this isn't a budget deck. The goal is to kind of get you started. It's a $35 deck. I actually will have a link in the description that will allow you to click on it and it'll put all the cards into a cart in TCG Player. I do want to let you know that is an affiliate link, so I will get a little bit of a commission if you do that. That just helps me out and helps you out at the same time. If you are new to this channel and you found this helpful, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also, I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think of the deck? Have you tried Cad Bane Aggression? How have you been using it? And what things do you like about it and don't like? Let me know. I'm still trying to tweak this deck, but I think for $35, I think this is a very good starter deck for a new Star Wars Unlimited player or anyone that likes to play budget decks. Thank you for your guys' time. Have a good day. Bye. Peace.